There's probably hundreds, if not thousands of videos about this Titanic submersible that imploded. And I guess I don't know why I'm even talking about it, but it totally blows my mind that, sorry about that. There's going to be a lot of that. I subscribe to over like 2,000 YouTubers. Okay. I cannot understand for the life of me how four people, besides the pilot, got into this. What do you call it? What else do you call it? A tube, a metal tube, or a coffin? A metal coffin. Okay, so they all got into this metal coffin and paid $250,000 to actually get inside there. Oh, yeah. They want me to disable my ad blocker. No, let's not do that. Okay. All right. I did it. I couldn't help myself. Okay. The Titan sub design is cheesy and simplistic on purpose. Former OceanGate subcontractor says, okay, basically, this thing was put together with chewing gum, flex tape, and duct tape, and things from Camper's World. Can you believe this shit? And then they charge $250,000 to take a ride in a metal coffin. Okay, here's my situation. I will not even go into an open MRI. I can only imagine these people crouched in this tiny little tube that's big enough to fit only a few people, where only one person can extend their legs at a time. No, thank you. You'd have to pay me. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm not wealthy. Okay, you wouldn't even be able to pay me $250,000 to go in this thing. At $1 million, everyone has a price. Would I do it for $1 million? If I was heavily sedated on about maybe 20 Xanaxes, and you knocked me out, and you told me I can only, I only had to be in this thing for 5 minutes and then I'd be out, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'll give you a story. One time I got into a car accident and the ambulance chases told me I needed to go to get an MRI, just so I can sue the person that like creamed my car. And yeah, those ambulance chase lawyers always suggest that you get all these tests done and what have you. So I went to an open MRI. I did have, I had a lot of injuries or whatever. I went into the open they said it was open, right? So I'm like, okay, it's open. Yeah, no problem. No problem whatsoever. So I see this thing and it's a metal fucking tube, but it's open where you're like, all right, picture laying on your back. It's open where your feet are and open in the back of your head. So when you're laying on your back and you're looking up, you see something which is only like a few inches from your head. So basically, you're seeing blackness. And what the hell is that noise? Oh, it's my air conditioner. I have to shut it off. Okay, I shut my air conditioner off. I didn't realize making YouTube videos and having the air conditioner on is an issue. Okay, so what I was telling you was, okay, so they told me get into this little tube, right? It's only going to be 15 minutes. That's it, 15 minutes. So I took 3 Xanax because I have panic disorder, okay, amongst other bullshit. And so I took 3 Xanax. I laid down inside this tube. Did you ever go on a roller coaster and they brace you in, like they lock you in with some metal brace? They locked me in with a metal brace. Now, I laid down on my back and they said, you're going to hear knocking sounds. You can talk to us at any time. So basically, they had someone monitoring this tube. And so at any time I wanted to talk to them, they could talk to me. But they told me, do not talk. Do not move. And I'm like, well, what's the purpose? How can I talk to you if I can't move and I can't talk? And so they said, we're going to put on soothing music. And so I'm laying there, boys and girls, laying in this thing on my back, 8 minutes into it. The whole time I'm like, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. And I hear knocking noises like, okay, going on. And I'm like, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. And then they played some really annoying ass song that always, I forgot what it was, but this song always annoyed the shit out of me and gave me more anxiety. It was the song at the car wash. It was like this, boom, 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 boom at the car wash, yeah. And then I don't know why. Ever since I was a kid, like when I was really young, growing up in the 70s, why the fuck did that song give me anxiety? I don't know. Only the person who's studying people with anxiety could probably figure that one out. All right, so all of a sudden, at the car wash came on, and I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. Okay, how would you like this song blaring in your fucking ears when you're scared shitless? Now, those knocks that they told me I was going to hear reverberated in my ears really loud as I hear the clapping sound. When'd you get fucking anxiety? Okay, I'm getting anxiety right now. Why? What is it about this fucking song? It's a car about a car. It's a car. It's a song about a freaking car wash. Okay, then was going off of my ears on top of. Okay, and I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So what did I do, boys and girls? Okay, so 8 minutes out of the 15 minutes that I was supposed to be in this damn thing, 7 minutes to doom. Yes, I had 7 minutes left. And so I could get out of the machine or scream and holler for them to open it up. Or I can go through with the whole thing. It was only 7 more minutes, right? No. Okay, so you know that metal brace that I was telling you about that they stick you in and lock you down in on roller coaster rides? I ripped it out of. I don't know where I got the strength, but the anxiety was so bad that I had to get the fuck out of it. Excuse my language. I actually took 2 hands on both sides and boom, I pulled the bolts that were holding it down. I pulled the bolts out and I pulled the brace off of me. Don't know how I did it. I busted it out of the machine. I jumped out of the machine and started running and screaming, I'm never doing this again. And I ran out the front door and I never heard from them again. So what makes it a good idea for 4 grown men to be taking craps in a tissue box and a senor potty? Yeah, senor potty. Do you know what senor potty is? Here's a senor potty. One of these. Okay? So I guess this wasn't women friendly. So the only way, if you had to take a whiz in this thing, this is all you had. You had one of these. This is senor potty. I don't know why I call it senor potty, but it's Mr. Potty. So these people were doomed from the start because they had to pee in this plastic little container. And I think they had a little tissue box to take a shit in. Really a great design. I mean, that is the most fabulous design I've ever heard of, to pay $250,000 so you can pee in senor freaking potty. Okay, bad design number 2. A Logitech gaming controller, Bluetooth, wireless, with batteries. What could go wrong, boys and girls? You know what? The next car I get, I want to make sure it has a Logitech steering wheel. Okay, so this is the creator of this I don't know, this metal tube coffin, and here is his controller. This is the steering wheel, boys and girls. This is the steering wheel, a Logitech controller. And we'll do a little snippet from what he's talking about.
And it's meant for a 16-year-old to throw it around.
Okay, first of all, he just threw the steering wheel. He just threw the freaking steering wheel. I mean, how stupid. Wow. He throws it.
Meant for a 16-year-old to throw it around.
Meant for a 16-year-old to throw it around. What could go wrong with a Logitech controller, a gaming controller? What was this, a fucking game? I don't understand. It boggles the mind. The mind, not the minds. Yeah, I only have one, I think, and it's halfway gone. Now, this metal tube from hell. Look at this thing. Would you get into this thing? They claim it's 22 feet long. Not long enough for me. And, okay, one porthole to look out of. So what do? Take turns? Oh, yeah, Billy Bob, you get 24 minutes to look through the porthole, and you're gonna take turns. You're gonna look through the porthole. I'm not paying $250,000 for that. Oh my God. Okay, so the only way they can actually see the wreck was through touch screens and videos while they were on board. So they could have done it above the surface. Why do you have to pay $250,000 to look at computer screens in this metal tube from hell? I didn't see this video. Let's see what more it has to say.
I was called off. However, it seems he was right to think the gaming controller was an odd choice for a navigation tool. Gamers on social media have since identified the controller and discovered that it's not exactly the most advanced model out there.
If you want to go forward, you press forward. If you want to go back.
Are you shitting me? Oh my God. And by the way, these are the screens that they had to look through. And there's no windows on this thing. You can't design windows because of the pressure. They would explode. Well, the damn thing exploded anyway. But so you're going to look through these computer screens. You're going to pay $250,000 to see the wreck of the Titanic, but you can't see it. You have to look at it on little freaking monitors or screens. Nah, count me out.
You go back, turn left, turn right, go down, go up.
If you were wondering why Logitech was trending on Twitter over the last several hours, it's because the Titan Submersible is actually steered using a Logitech GF710 wireless gamepad.
Okay, let's look up the Logitech F710. Now I'm curious. Hey, boys and girls, for a limited time only, you can own a Logitech GF710 wireless gamepad, 2.4 GHz wireless, not even the most current Bluetooth technology, for $29.99. Yes, this is what was steering the sub of death, and you can get 90 days free Amazon Music. Terms apply. Are you shitting me? This is what was actually steering this thing. Okay? I mean, really? Oh my God. All right, let's look at the reviews. Of course, I'm an asshole. All right, let's see the most recent. And I'm sure there's going to be trolls on here. Old reliable. I bought one of these years ago for PC gaming, not submersibles. And I've since started using an Xbox One controller via Bluetooth. I gave this to my son and he's been using it for years. It finally started making squeaking noises, which were annoying, though still it worked. Here we go. Awful waste of buying a ripoff. This controller stinks. Waste of good money. Horrible, terrible, awful, don't buy. Yeah, keeps disconnect. Oh my God. Okay, so imagine having this thing in a metal tube of death on the mid part or bottom part of the ocean. And this son of a bitch disconnects from less than 2 feet away, keeps disconnecting. Oh my God. Let's keep going. Great for my needs. Oh, lasted a little over 5 months of light use. The product would have been great except for one flaw. It permanently malfunctioned today. The error that I received is a low battery malfunction, which makes the controller unrecognizable wirelessly by the PC. Okay, this is your answer right here. Besides the implosion of this damn thing, that the guy got parts to make it from Camper's World. Yes, I said it, Camper's World.
An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death. Where do I sign?
Where do I don't sign? Oh my God. You paid $250,000 to commit suicide? I mean, there's better ways to commit suicide, boys and girls. I'm not going to give you any tips here.
We only have one button, that's it. It should be like an elevator.
I couldn't help noticing how many
Okay, I won't even get into an elevator.
pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
Whoa. Back. Let's get back. Wait a minute. Did I just see that? That is gaffer's tape. How do I know? I have gaffer's tape. It comes in all different colors. He ripped off a piece of gaffer's tape to label are you shitting me? Is this for real? Look at this. Gaffer's tape on the handles with arrows. What could go wrong, boys and girls?
We can use these off-the-shelf components. I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing with this game controller.
And the reporter is laughing, and he went on that thing. No, thank you. The Amish would have made it better. Okay, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this shit. Okay, this is where it got me. This is where this guy, oh my God, what a total idiot. Okay, I once had a job, you guys, like, you really care. I once in my 40s, I was bored. Before I became agoraphobic, and had panic attacks around the clock, I was able to hold the job, and I was bored. And I got a job at a retail store because I figured, hey, it's retail. I'll just be a register junkie for a few hours a day. And a register monkey for a few hours a day. I'll ring up a couple of people and then go home and not have any stress. It turns out it was the opposite, okay, because they were always short-staffed. And I ran the front register. I stocked shelves. I helped take care of customer inquiries. I answered phones. I was doing the job of 5 people for minimum wage. And besides the point, my boss, bosses, every 6 months we got a new store manager. Why? Because that place was ran like shit. And so what happened was they had long-time store managers that were actually working there for many years, older people, and I wouldn't say elderly, people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who knew how to run the place. What happened was the company had multiple chains all over the place in my area. They had like 20 stores, 25 stores, and they decided they wanted to cut costs, boys and girls. So all the old timers that actually were loyal to the company and worked there for many years, their salaries kept getting raised. Every 6 months, every year, they would get a raise until this company didn't want to pay higher salaries per hour. So what they did was they replaced all the older people by firing them. So they found every little reason why they could fire the older workers. I swear to God, this really happened. And so they would, like, I don't know, you do one little stupid thing wrong, and it was like nothing. It was minuscule, and they would just fire you. Boom, you'd get a new manager, and you'd get a 22-year-old running a major store the size of a football field. Now I'm in my 40s, okay? And I had a 22-year-old as a boss. Okay, so one day, after like 6 of these bosses, they would last only maybe a couple of months until the store was run to the freaking ground, where customers were complaining, the stock couldn't be put on the shelves. It was a horror show. And so one day the new manager, took me into the office, and she was talking to me. Now, I was their number one employee. The customers loved me. Because I was, older, I was more responsible. I showed up to work every single day. And all the 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 24-year-olds, every single day we got a call in. And the phone would ring, I'd answer, and it would be a coworker. I don't think I can make it, and it would be like a 20-year-old. I don't think I can make it in today. I'm really not feeling good. And I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? I got my period. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that's graphic. But every day we got a call. Another day, some 21-year-old kid, he calls in. He's like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be coming in today. I need a mental health day. And I'm like, are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Really? Okay, so every single day we had call outs. So it was just me running the register and the rest of the store, and the manager running around like a chicken without a head, trying to fend off angry customers because there was no service in the store. So she took me aside and she said to me, now I was their number one employee. every single month. No, I'm not like SpongeBob, but I got Employee of the Month. Not that I gave a shit because I didn't get anything for it. I just got a pat on the back and a free pen with the company's logo, or a beach towel. Yes, you've been awarded a beach towel. One year I got a screwdriver. And yeah. And so she said to me, not to be ageist or anything, but if I had a choice and I was doing all the hiring, I would not hire people your age or older. And I said, what? Like, why? And she's like, well, people your age are just really set in their ways. They're not going to listen. And I'm like, but I'm your best employee. And she said, well, yeah, besides that, but I like to mold young minds. So I like to get the youngest people I can get and make them assistant managers so I can mold them to be the people I want them to be, since they're fresh minds. Well, with that, she hired a whole bunch of assistant managers for different parts of the departments. Every single one of them quit after 2 weeks when they realized they had to work. Yes, boys and girls. So this is the same guy who built this sub. And by the way, that lady said, my so-called manager, I was old enough to be her mother. Yeah, I don't mean to sound ageist or anything.
You'll find there are other sub operators out there, but they typically have gentlemen who are ex-military submariners, and you'll see a whole bunch of 50-year-old white guys. I wanted our team to be younger, to be inspirational, and I'm not going to inspire a 16-year-old to go pursue marine technology.
What could go wrong, boys and girls? Just hire a couple of 18, 19, 20-year-olds just out of college because they're inspirational. Yeah. Well, now, no wonder your ship went, well, not ship, your coffin went down to the bottom of the ocean and imploded. So, oh, thank you so much, Forbes. I have 4 free articles. Thank you. Oh my God, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. No, we're going to block you. I don't need your ass sending me all this junk mail. Okay, so, sorry about that. Here's why the missing sub, the Titan, unregulated and jerry-rigged with a game console, faces heavy scrutiny. Basically, this thing was built with slapped-on chewing gum, Flex Seal tape, and a freaking Logitech game controller with a single button. What could go wrong, boys and girls? And since you don't want to hire 50-year-old white guys because they might tell you the damn thing is unsafe. And yes, he did fire somebody. I think it was a 50-year-old white guy who told him this thing was deadly. It was dangerous. People were going to die. But I guess he wasn't inspirational enough. All right, I'm done. Nobody even gives a shit about my video, but I just thought I would just, I don't know, quip about this. Everybody's quipping about this. And I did notice, I'm not going to lie, a bunch of, I really didn't feel bad for these people. And usually I'm very empathetic. And I was like, oh my God, four lives are lost. 5 lives, including that jackass. And I'm saying to myself, they're billionaires. And when you think like that, you think like, oh, they're billionaires. And I hate to say it, a lot of people are thinking the same way as me. If it was I don't know, 4 people that were middle class or poor, and they got on this thing, they got free tickets to ride this submarine or submersible, whatever the hell you want to call it, or a tube-shaped coffin, you would feel much worse for them. But if you pay $250,000 and you sign a waiver that says could cause death at least 3 to 5 times on it, you're going to take a risk. And it's not, a lot of people don't have empathy for that. You paid $250,000 and didn't look more into this thing. You follow what I'm saying? So a lot of people really don't feel bad for these people. I sort of thought about it. After I heard they found a pair of legs floating in the ocean, no, I'm not shitting you. They found, and it had no flesh on it, boys and girls, a pair of skeletonized legs. That's when it got a little real for me. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to throw up. Imagine the poor people that found that when they were searching for this vessel. A pair of legs. Okay, so you paid $250,000 so you can liquefy. You can turn into instant, like flying marinara sauce into the air, and there's nothing left of you but fleshless legs. Yeah, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. See you guys all soon, and so long.